the recent acquittals, trials, in particular, retired Superintendent Eamon O'Neill, senior retired Gardaí, such as Gerry McMahon, gave evidence and said O'Neill was a high-ranking member of the Gardaí, very respectable, honest, never would break the law. It's not in his nature. He upholds the law. That was lies. There's a trial going on in Limerick as we speak, where it's alleged that a person gave Detective Burke 20,000 for information concerning the cab. And it's been alleged that the vehicles involved and the conversations were all bugged by Garda headquarters. Eamon O'Neill was arrested from his house. Roxburgh was raided. His office was raided. His safe was raided. By a court order, a judge heard evidence before he granted the warrant. He was satisfied there was enough evidence to raid Roxburgh Garda Station and arrest Eamon O'Neill. It was alleged by Garda headquarters that Eamon O'Neill had tipped off David Burke that the cab were on him. He was arrested and suspended. A file went to the DPP. He ran up to the High Court, tried to stop it. It's outrageous. Gerry McMahon, the retired superintendent. It's outrageous, these allegations. The DPP made a decision not to prosecute Eamon O'Neill. So there we have the Teflon Don 1. He got off with that. There wasn't enough evidence, but he was arrested. His house, Roxburgh, was searched by court orders. Like everyone else, that's procedure. He went to every High Court case. He kept calling Gerry McMahon and a senior Gardaí retired, and they swore affidavits that he's a law-abiding citizen. He wouldn't break the law. Then there was another investigation concerning Arthur Ryan, where he was alleged to be taking cocaine out in the Hurler's Bar in Limerick. He was suspended. A file went to the DPP. There wasn't enough evidence. That don't mean you didn't do it. There wasn't enough evidence. But what happened during that case? It's all on affidavits in the High Court. While Arthur Ryan, O'Neill's best mate, and David Burke, while Arthur Ryan was drinking, a superintendent comes along in his own vehicle, drinks a number of pints in the hurlers and drives away. Eamon O'Neill, because they were investigating Arthur Ryan, was caught. He was under investigation for that. While on duty, you'd say something, lads, if he was off duty and he took a chance with a few pints. Imagine if there's a big feud going on in Limerick. Imagine if there was a murder on duty. What's after happening here, lads? It came out in the High Court that he's on camera drinking and driving away in his own car while on duty. He tried to say he shouldn't be suspended for that either. Ask Mick Clifford. They all know that Eamon O'Neill was drink driving as a superintendent while on duty. It came out in the High Court when he tried to stop. He went to the Supreme Court. They dragged it out for years, looking for a loophole, hoping that the pressure from the Garda associations would get the DPP to withdraw. Fianna Fáil now are calling on, there's 4 more guards, Fianna Fáil are calling on the Minister for Justice. They have no authority to contact the Minister for Justice and the DPP to withdraw the case against the other Gardaí. They've no jurisdiction. The DPP is totally independent concerning prosecutions. Now we have Fianna Fáil putting pressure on the DPP. I know people, hand in heart, that's 3 or 4 years on remand and their case won't come up for another couple of years. They can't go to the High Court and say, let me out, the case is taking too long. O'Neill deserves an Oscar. He was drink driving while on duty, and no reporter will ever put that to him. Did you see him acting the other day out in the court? That man would set you up for fun. A superintendent drink driving. Ask Cahill Crowe, the TD. Does he know? Ask Mick Clifford, the reporter. Does he know that Eamon O'Neill was drink driving while on duty as a superintendent? You're dealing with the mafia. They're now using this case to pile on the pressure. Looks like that's what happened to jury, lads. Imagine being a jury and you're looking at hundreds of retired Gardaí, their family, their women, everything. You're saying, should I know half of them? So they're using this case now to get the Minister for Justice and the DPP. They've no jurisdiction. The Gardaí can't, and Fianna Fáil can't get the DPP. Well, they're not supposed to. I put it that way. They have no jurisdiction. They're totally independent bodies. They're now saying the other guards. Sure, the other cases could be different evidence, different texts, more favours, whatever. Every case is different. Drink driving while on duty as a superintendent, and he outside the court. But he made one mistake. Why would Garda headquarters go after a high-ranking Gardaí O'Neill, superintendent from Limerick? Who believed he was a bad egg? The people that were watching it. Look at him. He's on duty and he's drink driving. And then the allegation that he tipped off Burke. Come on, lads. So the Teflon done, right? He got off with the allegation of tipping off Burke. He retired before the investigation. That was it. It had to be shut down before, and got his pension before the investigation that he was drink driving while on duty. I shut that down. Why would he, a young guard, a superintendent, ready to get promoted, why would he resign? He knew he was caught by the bollocks. So that's 2. And number 3, he recently got off. He's a Teflon Dan. But there's more to this case. I see top Gardaí from headquarters down in Limerick. There's more about this Teflon Dan that the people know. But I know, and it's in the High Court, I'll give you the links. Drink driving whilst he was a superintendent. And he's honest, respectable. He upholds the law. He enforces it.